Alright, so I just ordered pizza, and it's going to take a while to get here, so I'm just going to throw up this quick little video in the meantime, because I'm bored, alright? And, yes, this is Destiny Rise of Iron, alright? And let me answer your first question, which is probably, why the hell are you still playing Destiny? After all these years, ever since you first started the fucking channel, you've gone on and on and on and on about how much Destiny has disappointed you and all that, blah, 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 blah. And it's true. You're absolutely right. I have gone on and on and on about it. And I still stand by that. I still think the vanilla version of Destiny is one of the most disappointing things ever. I still think the game is one of the most disappointing things ever. And yet, here I am, playing Rise of Iron, the 4th expansion pack for this fucking game. Why the hell am I playing it? Well, first of all, I think the most logical reason is I'm not going to name names, I'm not going to provide specifics, but I got a code for it. I didn't have to pay anything for the expansion, and if you're wondering how much it is, it's $30, but if you're like me and got lucky, you didn't have to pay anything for it. So keep that in mind when I'm talking about this briefly. So why am I playing Destiny? Well, I got a code for it. Number 2, I'm bored, like I am now, waiting for my fucking pizza. So, I'm just bored. I'm bored, and I got nothing to play, really. Nothing new to play, really, until Mafia 3 comes out. And even then, I hope Mafia 3 has a really excellent PC port, because that's where I'm going to be playing it. I don't want to play it on the PlayStation 4. So there you go. I'm bored. I'm fucking bored, and I'm playing Rise of Iron. So I might as well tell you guys how it is so far. It's Destiny. That's all you really need to know. Like all these reviews that talk about it, like oh, it's like, let me describe how the gameplay is, what improvements there are. I can't fucking do that, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to. I don't care enough about Destiny to provide this like in-depth description of it. And I'm sorry if that's what you're looking for from this video, this ain't what that's not it. It's really not. So it's just Destiny. By now you should know what Destiny is. You go into a room, you shoot a bunch of aliens, and you scan shit. End of story. That's pretty much what you do in Destiny Rise of Iron. You walk around. It's more wave based attack stuff. You gotta kill the boss before the mission's over. It's the same enemies you've encountered before, just with different skins on them, and you're done. That's pretty much Destiny Rise of Iron. Now, I will give it to them, as you know, as caustic as I am sounding about this expansion, and believe me, it's just an average expansion. It's not like the Taken King, which I will admit, I kind of dug the Taken King. I didn't like at all how Destiny went on throughout year 2, but for the time, I did really like the Taken King. I thought it was a very solid expansion to the game. It had enough content in it, at least in my opinion, to warrant the $40 price tag. And I guess there's enough here to warrant $30. There's a new hub. There's 2 new areas. One of them, it's a new social space, which actually it's a gorgeous looking social space. I really love the snowy environment. I love that there's a bunch of wolves running around and sitting there. It just looks cool. And in a better game, the environment would be like one of the big highlights for me. It would be the area I'd want to go in all the time. But you know, that's if this was a better game with I keep going on about this, a better story, characters that I actually gave a shit about. And it made me realize something about storytelling in general. With this series as a whole made me think a lot more in depth about the power of storytelling in games, or my own personal feelings on them. Like, even games that tell a story without really any clear indication, any real clear narrative structure as to what's going on. Stuff like Inside, which I think is kind of a masterpiece of visual story. I think it's kind of a masterpiece overall, but it's a masterpiece of visual storytelling. I think the Dark Souls series does that extremely well. But the thing I've always faulted Destiny for is that it doesn't have the, you know, like the small details in the environment. It doesn't really have any cool stuff you can discover on your own. It's just, it's all, besides the little trinkets you can unlock, you know, like just off the beaten path, there's really nothing in this game's story throughout the last 2 years. Has it been 2 years? I think it's been 2 years. 2014, that's right. The last 2 years, that it just feels like a very surface level game. It doesn't feel like there's anything deep, like gameplay wise or mechanically. It's just like everything is just laid bare as to what it is. Now that, I think that's okay in most situations, but for something like Destiny that just has this large fan base and just has this like this huge potential for this big open world, like big epic storytelling, it's just like the potential was there even in the first one. Like you could see it in the story. The way it was scored by Marty McDonald, who I think despite how you may think, what you may think of Destiny, and believe me, most of my thoughts on Destiny are pretty negative, at least the vanilla version. That score is phenomenal, and that score practically tells a story on its own, but it's not enough. The writing and the gameplay do not do that score justice. So how is Rise of Iron, I guess, in that regard? Well, it's better. It's slightly better with its storytelling than the original Destiny was. But the sad part is we've kind of grown used to it by now. So there you have it. It's Rise of Iron. Like, if you don't know what you're getting yourself into by now, then I guess, like, would I oh fuck. No, I would not recommend Rise of Iron. For $30, no. I mean, if you are somebody that's new to Destiny, like say you want to pick up that collection pack that they have available for it, which I think is just so meh, that every year now Bungie's going to release some kind of pack for it, a new Game of the Year edition pack, which just, it's like, it's, God. How much have I spent on this game? I have to wonder, how much have I spent on Destiny? I've probably spent like, let's see, I got $60 for the base edition, and I bought the, okay, so I've spent about, I made a deal with a friend back when The Taken King was coming out that he'd give me the disc if I paid for half of the collector's edition. So I gave him about $40 for that. No, $30. I think $30 for that. And I got a steel case out of it. So I've spent almost like you know, $90 on Destiny, and I just don't care anymore. And I know I said this in my last video. I said this with, you know, like I'm done with Destiny. I've made fucking videos about how done I am with Destiny. And yet here I am in fucking September 2016. I'm still playing Destiny. And I'm still I still booted it up even before Iron Maiden. Before Rise of Iron came out. It's just, I don't know. Like, Destiny to me is just one of those games that's just, you throw it on when you're bored. It's a better game to do that with than I'd say like fucking No Man's Sky, which No Man's Sky is just a nothing game to me. But Destiny, you know, it's just a bunch of mindless crap. You just go in, you shoot shit, you get the nice shiny loot, you hopefully find something that will upgrade your shit even more, and that's about it. That's basically Rise of Iron. That's basically Destiny in a nutshell, again. And for all the people claiming that the gameplay is richer than it really is, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm sorry. I know I sound snarky, but it's really not. Like, Destiny really is not a deep game. So you're kind of kidding yourself if you think it is. And I know, like, there's the argument, like, you know, huge fan bases have been built out of this game. And you know what? I envy the people that love this game. I really do. Like, if people that genuinely love it, I am jealous of you because I wish I could get into this game. I still see the potential, even after 2 years. I still see it, and yet it's like Bungie just keeps not taking it there. At least with this game, this Destiny. We may get it with Destiny 2, though I have serious doubts. You know, may get it with that, but I don't think we're ever gonna get it with Destiny 1. And I guess I'm like the abused housewife in this situation where it's like, yeah, Destiny makes me feel like shit and Destiny beats me, but I always go back to it. Whenever another goddamn expansion rolls around, I always find myself going back to it, either through boredom, and in this case, boredom, and I got a free code out of it. So, hooray! Thank you. If you know who you are if you're listening to this. So, yeah. Rise of Iron, guys. Rise of goddamn Iron. I really hope my pizza gets here soon. I'm really hungry.